Hey guys, Bill Soriano here. I wanted to make a quick video for you guys. I haven't made one in a while here. And today I want to just go over our community's, uh, impulse trading strategy using our, company's scanner, the impulse scanner, and our community's uh, custom indicator that you can only get when you become a customer of our company, which makes you a customer of our community as well. This is called the ATH RSI Enhanced uh, Arrows, or what do we call it here again? Sorry, it's the ATH Enhanced RSI Cross Arrows Indicator, which that we use to help us determine whether or not it makes sense to, whether or not there's a trading opportunity. Again, these are not signals. This indicator does not give you signals to take trades. It's just one part of the strategy that tells you whether or not there's an opportunity. And the purpose of this video isn't to give you any entries or exits or anything like that. I just want to show you what we're doing, show you how this strategy works. And I also want to talk about my blue zone trading strategy after I go over the impulse part of this video. The impulse is done on the 5 minute. And right now we're doing a 100 trade challenge. So everyone in the community started a couple weeks back. I think it was the last week of December there when we started. And we're all taking 100 trades using a particular strategy. Okay, and this strategy is outlined here in our impulse process sheet that you get access to again when you become a customer of our company, and you automatically become a customer of our community once you do that. It gives you everything for the strategy here, all the videos. I made a quick little summary of it right here. You basically trade with the trend. The easy way to do that is using the impulse scanner. You're looking for pairs that are synced on the 5 minute through the 4 hour. I like to actually look for the pairs that are synced on all time frames. Okay, but the strategy is actually 5 minute through the 4 hour. Okay, so the harder way is to determine the higher time frame trend on all of these. You'd have to do a top-down analysis on every time frame, the 5 minute through the 4 hour, to determine which pairs to trade. That would take you a long time. With impulse, I'm going to show you it takes less than 2 minutes. You then wait for our RSI setup. The easy way is using our alerts, using the community ATH Enhanced RSI Cross Arrows Custom Indicator. Again, this allows you to set alerts, to walk away from your charts, and once you get an alert that goes off, then you come back to your chart and you have something to do. Otherwise, you can go about your day. You can do whatever you have to do around the house, watch TV, watch football, whatever you want to do. The hard way, of course, is to watch the charts constantly for this RSI signal to tell you that there may be an opportunity to take a trade. Okay. Then once these alerts go off, if you're doing it the easy way here, once the alerts go off, or the hard way, doesn't matter. You could still set alerts either way. When the alerts go off, you then identify a flat top for a buy, flat bottom for a sell. You wait for a candle to close above that flat top or below that flat bottom for a sell, above the flat top for a buy, below for a sell. An additional rule I put in here that I'm still determining whether or not is valid or not by my trading journal. The additional rule is for buys, the flat top must be at or above the 50 EMA. Probably going to change this to say that the entry should be at or above the 50 EMA, right? It doesn't really matter where the flat top is, but when you get that opportunity entry candle, break that structure of the flat top, that should be at or above the 50. And for sells, it should be breaking the flat bottom, should be at or below the 50 EMA. And, that's kind of it in a nutshell there, but our impulse process sheet goes much more into detail on everything with a bunch of videos there. And again, guys, you can get access to this. You could try it out for 7 days. If you don't like it, you can get your money back from the company. Okay, so really you have no risk. It's a lot less expensive. It's more economical now to join the company. They've lowered the pricing to get started, and also on the monthly rebill. So it's much easier to get started now. And again, you can try this strategy out for 7 days. And if it's not going to work for you, you can journal it. We give you a journal. right? We give you access to a journal. We tell you how to set up a demo account if you're brand new, all that stuff. All this is on the impulse sheet here. And try it out for 7 days. If it doesn't work for you, cancel. Say, hey, don't work for me. We'll part as friends. And as long as you're within that 7 day window, tell the company they'll give you a full refund. Okay. But you're going to love it. I guarantee you. Okay. So let's just look at this real fast here. So here's what you do basically before each session. You're going to go to the impulse scanner, put it on the 5 minute. Okay. And these are the little highlights here that you do. And what you want to do here is you want to sort this right before your trading session starts, whatever it is, whatever you're doing. For the past week now, I've been doing the Asian session because the restaurant's back open and I'm there during the day. So I can only take trades during the Asian session. And I'm going to show you three of the trades. I think three or four of the trades that I took this week. There was 3 wins and 1 loss, I believe. But then you're going to sort this with the macro trend. And that's looking at, you see this alert panel right here has all the time frames showing 1 minute through the daily. And all the macro trend arrows are pointing up and they're blue, meaning that it's bullish on all time frames. So that's the best scenario. I like to do these ones first. And then if there's not enough of them, then I'll do the 5 minute through the 4 hour, right? Okay. But I like to just see which ones have all time frames trending in the same direction first. Again, this takes you less than 2 minutes if you use our company's impulse scanner here. If you do this, manually going through each time frame and determining which way the trend bias is, it'll take you, probably 2 hours each day to do it before you trade. So then once we get this here, we just kind of star this and then it keeps it at the top of our charts here. So then we go down to the next one. We see that that's all bullish. Then we go to OddCAD. We see OddCAD is all bearish, right? Then we go to AUDJPY. That is all bearish. Again, right now it's Sunday morning, so the market's not open. So, I would do this again right before I was getting ready to trade tonight. If I'm going to trade tonight when the market opens, I would do this again around 6 p.m. to see what it looks like then, 6 or 6:30. I like to look about 6:30. I like to start taking trades about 7. There's too much crazy action in the market when it first opens at that, whether it's Sunday opens for the week or, whether it's, each day it's resetting for the next day. So this one all bearish here. You can see it just real fast. You just go down and you just put a star there, right? All bearish. And you can see there's quite a few of them right now that all the time frames. Now here, the daily's going the opposite way. So this is where I would stop for right now. Okay, because I got quite a few. I got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have enough pairs here that I'll probably be able to find at least one trade. And that's really all I want to do. I may be able to find more. On Thursday, I did this and I was able to find 3 trades and I took all 3 of them. I'll show you those. But I just really want to find at least one. And if I have 9 pairs, I'll be able to do that. Okay. So I'll go back. And then when I go over to my charts here, EUR, AUD, right? Now, remember, I have my pairs flagged here based on my blue zone trading strategy. And that's the higher time frame trading strategy I use, blue zone trading, Fibonacci retracement strategy. I have all the videos here for this, for it. Right. And I also have a process sheet as well that I could send you as well. But all the videos are right here showing you that strategy. And so that's why you'll see all those pairs are flagged like that. So that I would just go to AUD, EURCAD. What was that? Sorry. EURAUD. And I would look here and I can also see that I have this highlighted as bullish as well. And then what we would look for here is you could see that the indicator is showing red arrows and green arrows. The red arrows are for the selling opportunities. The green arrows are for the buying opportunities. Okay. So this is bullish. We're only interested in the buying opportunities, right? You can see that right here an alert went off at 2:15 on Friday. That would probably be a little bit late. to actually take a trade anyway, but you could just see that alert went off. And so if you came here, you would want to set an alert, for the next bullish indicator to go off. And to do that, you would just go to alert. You have your indicator already loaded here. We show you how to do that in the community. And you would just select ATH enhanced RSI cross arrows. We want a bull alert. It defaults to the bull alert. If you're looking for a bear alert, then you just have to click on it and select that there. And then you select only once or once per bar close, whatever you want to do. You have to wait for that candle to close to make sure that the indicator does stick, because it will go on and off as that candle's forming. Then you just set that alert. Then you wait for your alerts. You would do that for all of these pairs here, right? Right, it would be bullish for that. Then OddCAD would be a bear alert. AJ would be a bear alert, right? You could just see how this goes. And again, it took less than 2 minutes to do that, right? So then all you have to do now is, after you go over here, set your alerts, which takes you maybe another minute and a half, then you're done. Now you just wait, see if your alerts go off. If your alerts go off, then you have to come back to your computer. You'll get an email, you'll get an alert on the computer. You could set it up to get an email, get a text message to your phone, all of them or whatever ones you want. And then to come back to the computer and wait for a trade. So let me just show you a couple trades that went off. This was Thursday evening, EUR USD. We had a trade alert here that went off back here when I was looking. You can see this one right here. And so let me just remove this here for a second. So you can see the alert goes off right here, and then we wait for that flat bottom to form. Flat bottom is a red candle followed by a blue candle, or a down candle followed by an up candle. And then you use that candle body, the lowest part of the candle body of those two candles, for a sell. It would obviously, for a buy, it would be a flat top, which is a blue candle followed by a red candle, just the opposite. And then you wait for that to break structure. And you can see that this candle right here does in fact break structure. And that candle does close below this teal line, which is my 50 EMA. That's one of the additional rules that I added onto the strategy. It's not part of the community's strategy. I just kind of added that on here. And but for the 100 trade challenge, I will take trades both ways just to test it out without it, so that I can see what the results would be. So you can see here, your stop loss would go up here, right? I should say your invalidation zone would be up here, okay? Now, some people may put it up at this wick right here, to make it a little bit tighter. I would like to go to here, and then you see we get this nice move down here, which would probably give you an easy 1 to 3 risk to reward on that, right? So your goal would initially be set at a 1 to 1. So if you were risking 10 pips, your invalidation zone was 10 pips away, then your goal would be 10 pips in profit, right? So that's a 1 to 1. And for our 100 trade challenge, we're testing this and we're going back and looking, hey, could we have gotten a 1 to 2 or a 1 to 3? Just so we know, okay? So that was one of them there. And they were all actually the USD pairs. So you had EU, we also had GU, right? So this was kind of right here when I was looking. We got this alert right here. It was a bear alert, right? And then we kind of got that flat bottom right there. And you can see here that these candles here kind of close below that flat bottom and also below that 50-day EMA, which is that teal line there. These other two EMAs, the yellow is the 5 and the red is the 13. Those are there for the blue zone trading strategy, not for this one. So you can see here, price does make a pretty good move back up, taking you in the drawdown, but not quite hitting your invalidation zone, and then makes a giant move down, right? Which could have given you maybe, 5 times your risk if you would hold on for that. So that was another trade. And then the last one, AUD USD, I believe, was the other one. right? And then right around here, we got this alert here. This was at 9 p.m. on Thursday evening. You could see I didn't show you the times on the other ones, but these were all Thursday evening during the Asian session because that's when I trade. Okay, so we got the alert goes off, right? Again, Impulse was telling me that at this time on Thursday night that AUD USD was bearish across all time zones, right? So that was the first part of it, right? Now that may not be right now, but this was on Thursday evening at 9 p.m. So there you got your flat bottom, you got your red candle followed by your blue candle. So it immediately forms a flat bottom, right? And then right here, you get a close down below that flat bottom, a break of structure, which is also below that 50 EMA, that till line there, which is a good sign for me, right? I'll take it both ways for this challenge, but that's kind of something that I'm testing out as well. So again, price kind of goes down, comes back up, down, comes back up. But you could see if your invalidation level is even right here, it never comes close to getting invalidated. Most people would go all the way up here for their invalidation level. And it makes a nice move down. So again, a very, very good winning trade. And that was 3 of them on Thursday evening. So that's our strategy. That's our impulse process, right? Using our, and once you get access to this document, you'll see here how to set up a demo account if you're brand new. And then right here, this is step 5 strategies impulse. This is our strategy 1, our main strategy in the community, which is the RSI impulse. Gives you the basic plan using the ATHRS indicator, flat bottom, flat top entry, how to dial in your trade plan with high quality entries. And really this section here just is going to basically tell you to take the 100 trade challenge, because that way you'll know for yourself how this strategy works and when you have better setups and when your setups don't work out as well. And then there's a journaling section here telling you how to journal your trades. And then we give you a beautiful workbook or a beautiful journal as well to journal all your trades. So that's good. And there's lots of other videos here, videos taking you back to the community. There's also a second strategy here. But like I said, our main one is the number 1 strategy using our custom indicator. And we're taking a 100 trade challenge right now. So that's it for the impulse section of this video. Now I want to talk a little bit about the blue zone, because for a couple of weeks there were not very many setups in the blue zone. Price just wasn't moving back to that 78.6 or 71 fib area, whatever we decide to use. I was thinking it's set up right now for the 78.6, so that's what we're using. So we have videos here show you how to set up the indicators. These are free indicators now on TradingView. So this strategy here is my personal strategy that I give you. It's a free strategy, meaning that you get access to my videos. You don't have to belong to our company or community to get access to this. And you don't need our custom indicator for this. You just need a couple free indicators I show you how to set up here. Then I show you how to define the blue zone trading, higher time frame trend, bias, and how to draw the fib retracement on the charts. Then you get the blue zone entry trading model 1, which is just basically just one entry model that we're using. There's also a blue zone trading lower time frame counter trend and how to set up the fib retracement for that. And then the strategy to enter opportunities is still the same. Whether you're going, so this gives you a way to take counter trend trades. Okay. So these are a little more risky. So you want to watch that. Beginners may not want to do that. And I put this on here mainly because a lot of times it takes a while for price to move back to that 78.6 fib zone. And you don't get very many trade opportunities. Some weeks you don't get any at all. So by implementing the lower time frame counter trend strategy, you could get some trading opportunities taking price back to that 78.6 area, right? But now that we have the impulse strategy, if you're a customer of our company or community that we're with, you can find trades. You can find at least one trade every day using that. So you're not so swamped now to use this not so pressed to use this lower time frame blue zone strategy. But let's just go to the charts here. And again, we have to go up now to the 4-hour chart to see these fib zones. Here. See what we have here. So I want to show you, I'm just going to show you some of the setups that are setting up right now with the blue zone trading strategy. This is more of a smart money trading strategy, where the impulse strategy is more of a scalping strategy, right? Where you're in and out of trades the same day, sometimes even the same session, right? Using the impulse scalping strategy. But with this blue zone strategy, you could be in trades for a few days, even a few weeks. Okay, so let's go to CADCHF here, CADCHF, and this is obviously bearish. Higher time frames were bearish, the daily and the 4-hour. That's why I have the red flag there. And we can see that if we turn on our indicator here, we can see we do have this order block up here. And so we use that to find our significant swing high and swing low to draw our fib. Okay. And so we drew that fib from that high down to this low because there was an order block situated in this high, in this area here. So that's our blue zone. So now we wait for price to come back to our blue zone, then we drop down to the 1-hour. So you can see price came back to the blue zone. Looks like it was Friday about 1 p.m., dropped down to the 1-hour chart. And now we just have to wait now for our, shut this off for a second, our entry model to tell us there could be an opportunity to take the trade. And that would be a sell shift. And I go over that in this video right here. If you haven't watched that, blue zone trading entry model 1. This would be, we would wait for a sell shift since this is bearish. And a sell shift would occur when, after price comes back into the blue zone here, when the yellow EMA here, which is the five period EMA, crosses and closes down below the red EMA line, which is the 13 period EMA. So once that happens, you could have an opportunity to then take a trade. And you can set an alert for this very easily. We use these DeLorean EMAs here because it gives you the opportunity to put 5 different EMAs into one indicator. So you don't need to use so many indicators because you need to have a certain level of count to get so many indicators with TradingView. So your alert would be set here. Simply, you go to price, you would pick this DeLorean EMA, right? And you would look for it to cross down, right? And that's EMA Keller 1. EMA Keller 1 is that yellow EMA, which is the 5 period EMA. And so we're looking for it to cross down, and then we select that again, and it's going to show up as EMA Keller 2. So we want this alert to go off when price, right, the DeLorean crosses down, right? Price, that's the price area. You select the DeLorean EMA. So we want the alert to go off when, not price, but when the EMA itself crosses down below the red one. So the yellow one crosses down below the red one, and we need to select once per bar close because you have to wait for that candle to close, because it may cross down below, but then it may move back up and not make the cross. So you have to wait for that candle to close, and that's how you would set that alert. And once that alert would go off, then you would have an opportunity to possibly take a trade, right? So we're going to set that. I already have that alert set, I believe. Let's see. Just my alerts here from delete all inactive. Okay, and so I don't have that set. You can see these EMA alerts, they would have to do with the blue zone. So I'm going to hurry up and just set that alert real fast, crossing down. 2 once per bar close, create the alert, right? And it shows up there. Okay, so let's look at another pair here, EUR-GBP, right? So again, back to the 4-hour, we can see here the price came up, right? Let's put our, we did have an order block in this area here. So that's why we drew our fib from that high down to this low. But what happened is once price came through here, invalidated that, the order block disappeared. And now we see another order block a little bit higher up. Okay. So the first order block disappears. When we look at the 4-hour time frame, you know, you can see this is the 800 period EMA, this dark blue line. Again, this teal line, that's the 50 from the other strategy. This gray line is the 200 EMA. And we use these three to help us determine the trend bias. So right now, with price closing above this 800 EMA and the 50 crossing up above the 200, I can no longer say for certain that the bias on the 4-hour chart is bearish. Okay. So for me, I would no longer look to trade this pair this week because although the daily, right, if you click on the daily, you can see the daily is still bearish, right? Here's the 800, 50's below the 200. They're both below the 800. Price is still below the 200 right now and the 800. It did move up above the 50, but it's still bearish, in my opinion. And of course, the 4-hour now has flipped. It's not that it's bullish, right? But it's no longer, I can no longer say it's bearish. So I would just not look to trade this pair, right? And if I have any alerts set for it, which I don't, I would want to get rid of them. Okay, so I wouldn't worry about watching that pair for this week. Okay. So now another one here is GBP-CAD. And again, we can see here that we had this order block down in here. That's this shaded area here. These are order blocks from this Smart Money Concepts indicator. I show you how to set it up, how to use it in that first video, right? And so we use this low here to this high. Price has now worked its way back, right, to this area. You can see here what's interesting to me now. This is bullish. You might say, well, Bill, look, price is now down below that 800 period EMA, and the 50 is crossed down below the 200, just like it did in that last pair we looked at. The difference is that we determined that this price needed to come back to this area before it moves up again. Okay, so this is the retracement area we're looking for. Now, as long as it don't go through this retracement area, right, we're okay. Now, if price does move through this retracement area like it did on that last pair, right, EUR-GBP, then we would not look to trade this. But right now, right, in GBP-CAD, we do have an alert set right now. And I'll show you drop down to the 1-hour. And again, we're waiting for that yellow. We're going to wait for that yellow EMA, that 5-period EMA, to cross and close above that 13, that red period EMA, 13-period EMA. And now this is called a buy shift because we're looking to buy this. So the sell shift is when it's coming down, a buy shift is when it's going up. Okay, so that's something to look for on this pair this coming week. If you set that up, set up the indicators like I show you, again, you're taking the trades on the 1-hour time frame. This is more of a smart money, long-term trading strategy, longer term. It's not like the scalping strategy, the impulse strategy, which we take on 5 minutes. Okay, a couple more pairs here, GBP, JPY. See this one here. Now, interestingly enough here, you can see that the higher time frame fib is here, right? We had this order block here. We drew this higher time frame fib from here up to here. price almost came back into our fib zone, just missed it. Then it made a move up. Now, as it makes this move up here, what happens is we get an opportunity now to take that counter trend trade. Okay. So as you can see here, price moves up to here. It comes down to here. And when it comes down to here, we have this order block up here. Okay. So we're able to draw a fib now on the 1 hour time frame. Let me show you this here. This is what this looks like on the 1 hour. You can see this fib, this order block zone right here. Right. Now remember, don't pay any attention to these indicators right now because this is for the scalping strategy. Okay. But surprisingly enough, those indicators do seem to go off at the same time I get a buy or sell shift, right? Using the EMAs, right? The 5 and the 13, like I showed you. So anyway, this comes up, right? We had this order block up here. We drew the fib. It came back up. It hit it, right? And then what do? This is the counter trend now because we know price has to work its way back down to here eventually. It could just shoot up and keep going, right, in the bullish direction that it's telling us it wants to go, right? But in this case, we do get that sell shift right here where the yellow EMA crosses and closes below the red, and that gives us an opportunity to take this trade with an invalidation zone, you know, probably being up here. In this case, because it's so close, you'd probably put it up here at the top of that fib zone. And look at that move down it makes. And we'd like to get in that trade because, again, we know the price eventually has to get all the way down here, right? But we don't know when. So this was a good trade opportunity on the lower time frame. It was the lower time frame, which I go into detail here on this video, the lower time frame counter trend trade, right? So that was an interesting one there. NZD Chef is a bearish example. Right, so we had our order block is up here. We drew our fib on the 4 hour time frame from that high to that low. Now look what happens. This price is kind of marching up. You have some breaks of structure to the upside. So when you drop down to the 1 hour time frame, you can see that we have a order block. We have a bullish order block right here. If you draw the fib from this low right here up to this high, right? Then what happens though? Price does go higher. You don't get any new order blocks, right? So you do have to adjust this fib zone now up to here. Okay. And so now we have a possible blue zone area here on the lower time frame, right? On the 1 hour, where we can wait for price to come back into this area and then possibly have an opportunity to wait for a buy shift and take a bullish trade against the higher time frame trend, right? Because we know that eventually price is probably going to move back up into this blue zone area up here, which is for the higher time frame trend. Okay, let's look at UCAD. Let's look at one more and then we'll finish this up for the day here. Again, UCAD is bullish. If we look here, we have our order block down here in this area. You can see that shaded inside of our blue zone. That's where we drew our fib to get our blue zone, right? Our blue zone area shows up automatically in between the 78.6 and the 1 retracement level, right? So now here, price kept going up. Then it made this move down. So you see this order block up here. Let me just show you something here. If I do a replay on this, right to here, okay, we could see that there's no order block up here right now, okay? And we can see price moving down here. Then up a little bit. See here, it's moving a lot slower here. What I'm trying to show you is this: once price, that order block's not there, right? But once price, makes this low here, that order block now shows up for us, right? See how that order block is now there. So at that point, we can draw our fib from here to here. Now, let me just get rid of this and I'll show you the price eventually moves down to here. So now we're drawing our lower time frame fib. Again, we have to drop down to the 1 hour to do this, by the way. So I shouldn't have showed you on there, but you can see the order block up here. And we draw our fib from here to here. You can see the price is now up in that lower time frame blue zone. Okay, and that means that, it gets up in there here. And so now we could set an alert for a sell shift. And if we get a sell shift while we're still in this zone, we don't go up above and invalidate this zone. Again, when you're doing the counter trend trades, if your zone gets invalidated, then that's it. There's no other, sometimes with the higher time frame trades going with the trend, you can get a small invalidation of the zone, of the blue zone, and you can still possibly have an opportunity. But when you're doing the lower time frame ones, you don't want to do that because remember, we're expecting this to keep going up in the long term. So it can do that right now. It can just do a little fake out, move down, and then go up. Okay. So again, these lower time frame counter trend trades are always a little more risky. So you want to limit the number of them you do. And really, I only put them in the strategy for those weeks where you just don't have any trading opportunities because this is more of a long-term strategy. So now that we have become a customer of our company that we're with, you'll automatically be a customer of our community. And then, of course, you'll get access to the company impulse scanner and our community's custom indicator that I just showed you. And you'll be able to find at least one trade a day using that impulse strategy. So you may not have to use this counter trend strategy here at all, but it is here for you. And we will send an alert here for USD CAD. Let me just make sure I already have one set here, right? So I set an alert basically again for that DeLorean EMA to cross down because it's a sell shift. Select DeLorean EM2, so EMA color 1, which is yellow, crossing down below EMA color 2, which is red. And again, once per bar close, because you want to make sure that that candle closes, okay? And once that does, then you have an opportunity to possibly take a trade. It's up to you. Okay, so that's it for the video, guys. Again, if you like the video, if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, please. If you're watching this on Facebook, make sure, please leave a comment down below because it's very hard to get any traction on Facebook if nobody comments or anything on your videos. It's almost a waste of time putting them in. So do that for me. And again, if you're ready to become a customer of our company, which gives you everything in our community, right? We now have over 6,000 members, I think, in our community. And it's been over 8 years now that our community's been in existence, all the time with the company that we're with. And if you join us, I can send you the link. You can join today. You get access to the impulse scanner, access to our community indicator, access to our Discord channel, that impulse process sheet. You'll get access to all our training. And really, you could be taking trades on a demo account within 24 hours using our impulse strategy. And you can try this strategy out for this whole week and you can journal it. We'll give you a journal. And if you don't like the results, then you can just cancel. And as long as you're within that 7-day window, the company will refund your money. Okay. Have a great day, guys.